New Valorant lore has just been delivered with an email to Phoenix and a voicemail from Teho about this new group. The email is an automated email sent to Phoenix that says, Request 09-COM114. Your external communications request to M. Adeyemi is approved. Communications are subject to security monitoring. For more information on how your personal data is kept private, contact Cypher. This is an automated message. Do not reply. Recently, we found out that Phoenix has had almost no contact with his friends and family outside of Valorant for the past 5 years that he's been part of it. It began to affect his work on the team as he attempted to take on some leadership within the Valorant protocol, but froze up. Waylay recognized that he needed to take time to be Jamie and not just Agent Phoenix. With this email, it seems that he is taking steps to do this by getting permission to communicate with M. Adeyemi. Phoenix's real name is Jamie Adeyemi, so this is likely some family member since they share the same last name. Who do you think it is? His mom? A sibling? Another relative? The email also tells us that his communications are subject to monitoring for security reasons. But why? Well, when the agents join the Valorant protocol, they largely leave their former lives behind. Most of the world on Alpha Earth doesn't know about the Valorant protocol and what they do to protect to save their world from Omega Earth. In Phoenix's case, he is currently seen as wanted by the police because they believe he was involved in the Venice incident. The Venice incident was where Omega Jet came over to Alpha Earth to steal Radianite. Phoenix was sent to stop her, but unfortunately he wasn't successful, and Jet planted and detonated a prototype of the spike. It caused the city of Venice to begin floating in the air. Although Phoenix was trying to stop Omega Jet, the authorities didn't understand that since the Valorant Protocol is a secret organization. So Phoenix remains wanted in connection to this incident. As a result, his contact with the outside world unfortunately has to be monitored and sometimes erased by Cypher so that the authorities don't find him. I don't think that every agent has to go through these hoops to talk to people outside of the VP, but it looks like for certain agents, like Phoenix, they do. I'm really just glad that Phoenix is able to get into contact with a relative, and hopefully this is the start of a new leaf for him. Up next is a voicemail we got from Teho.
Brimstone, I reviewed the team's routine report on Omega activity. Something caught my eye. There is an increase in military-grade energy production and transport. It is behavior I have seen before when my old clients in weapons R&D would bring a project into full production. The Omega markets are different than ours, it is true, but I don't like the smell of it. Someone is building something, hermano, something big. It behooves us to find out what.
So it looks like this new group is ramping up their production for something big. It's no longer in the research and development phase, it's in the full-scale production phase. And something this big makes me think that it's this big vehicle machine thing. The cinematic shows it in connection with these purple crystals, but what are they? Is this big truck harvesting them? Let me know what you think. It seems that whatever their end goal, they need this Radianite fuel to do it, like we saw them trying to steal in Waylay's trailer. We've been thinking that this group might be from Alpha Earth, since whenever we see them, they don't leave behind Omega particles. However, this voicemail seems to indicate that this group might actually be an Omega group. How else would an Alpha group have a large-scale production going on in Omega Earth? So if this is an Omega group, or Omega Atlas, how are they not leaving behind Omega particles when they come to Alpha Earth? Is it these new uniforms they have? What's going on? Let me know what you think down below. We're still missing a lot of puzzle pieces for right now, so take a lot of these theories with a grain of salt. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye!